Hi, we want to explain forecasting using the seasonality method. Now, what is seasonality? Seasonality is when I have a huge increase in demand in a certain specific season. Let's say, for example, you notice that the demand on ice cream increases in summer. So we have a seasonal demand for the ice cream. So this is the example of seasonality. So what do we do when we have a case of seasonality? How can we forecast the demand for the season and for the rest of the month around the year? We'll have to use the seasonal method. Let's see how using an example. Here in this example, we have a company that needs to know the quarter forecast of the number of customers expected in the next year. I want to know the number of customers in each quarter. We know that the year is subdivided into 4 quarters, so the quarter is a period of 3 months. So here I have the quarterly demand for the past 4 years. So in the first year, for the first quarter, the demand was 45. In the same year, for the second quarter, it was 335, and so on. Now, what's required here is that the manager wants to forecast customer demand for each quarter of year 5, and I know that the estimate of year 5's demand was 2,600 customers. So this is the total number of customers for the all of year 5. I want to see how those 2,600 customers will be distributed over the quarters. So the seasonal method is a 4 steps method. In the first step, we have to calculate the average demand per person. How do we do it? We look at the first year, okay? This is the demand for each quarter, and this is the demand which was the total for year 1. Now, how many quarters or how many periods or how many seasons do we have in this year? Here, since I was dividing it quarterly, so I have 4 seasons or 4 periods. So I will divide this 1000 over 4. So it's gonna give me 250. Same here. Once I get the total number here, the summation of all those numbers, it is 1200. Then this 1200 I will subdivide it by 4. Same here. Total of year 3, 1800 subdivided by 4. Okay. And for year 4, 2200 over 4. So this is the first step. Okay. I want to calculate the average demand per person, okay, for the number of seasons that I have. Now, this was the first step. What do I do with the second step? I want to use this value that I got here. How? I want to use it with the values that I get for each year. Okay, so here I have 45 for the first quarter. I'm gonna subdivide this 45 over the average that I got for year 1. For year 1, the value was 250. So I will say 45 over 250. Then I will say this value at year 1 for the second quarter, I will have to subdivide it by 250 as well. So I'm gonna create a new table to put the new numbers that I will be getting. Again, this value subdivided by 250, this one as well. Now, with respect to the second year, what was the average for second year? It was 300. So I'm going to subdivide 70 over 300. 370 over 300. All the values that I got here, subdivided over 300. We'll do the same for year 3. This 100 subdivided by this value. This is the average for year 3, 450. So we do the same step for all of these numbers. Each number subdivided by 450. Here, all the values I will subdivide it by 550. This is the second step. The results of second step, okay, the new results are tabulated here in this table. So here what did I do? As I told you, each value that I have for year 1, I will divided over the average of year 1, and so on. Now, this was the second step. I want to use the result of step 2 in step 3. What will I do? Here in this step, I want to calculate the average seasonal index for each season. Okay, so I got 0.18 for quarter 1, 1.34, 2.08, 0.4. Okay, those are the values that I got for year 1. But for step 3, I want to take the values for each season. Okay, so please don't mix. Don't take the values that I got for year 1. I want to take the values that I got for season 1. Okay, so I will be looking at those values. Okay, so the first average seasonal index for the first quarter is 0.18, the value that I got from here, plus 0.23, this value, plus 0.22, plus 0.18, this one. Okay, so I sum up all these values and subdivide it by 4. It gives me 0.2. This is what? The seasonal index for the first quarter. Now, for the second quarter, I will be doing the same. I will be looking here at those values. Okay, so I will take this value, 1.34 plus 1.23 plus 1.3 plus 1.32. I got these 4 values and I divide them by 4 because I have 4 of them. Okay, so this is the seasonal index for the second quarter. Same is done for quarter 3 and 4. We take those values for 3, get the summation and subdivide by 4. Also, sum up the values here and divide by 4. So I got the average seasonal index for all of the quarters. Now we move to step 4. What do? I already got the seasonal index. Now let's go back to the question. I was supposed to distribute the 2,600 customers, okay, that were expected to come in they were the total number of customers that will come at year 5. So by average, I expect that I will have 650 customers per quarter, but I don't want to take the average. I want to take into consideration the seasonality. So what will I do? I will multiply this value, 650, by what? By the average seasonal index that I got. So this is the index that I got for quarter 1, so I'll multiply the 650 with 0.2. So I expect that 130 customers will arrive at the first quarter. Okay, so you notice what am I doing? I'm distributing the 2,600 total number of customers that will come at year 5, but I will distribute them according to the seasonality. You see that quarter 1 is the season where I have the least number of customers coming. Okay, let's see the second quarter. What will be the distribution? So I will say 650 times 1.3, which is the value that I got from step 3 for quarter 2. It was 1.3. Multiply it, you will see that we will have 845 customers coming at quarter 2. 650 times 2, 1,300 at quarter 3. You see, this is the highest season. Okay, as well here, 650 times 0.5, 325. If you get the summation of all these values, you will see that it is again 2,600. But instead of saying that I'm gonna have an average of 650 customers per quarter, no, I can tell exactly at each quarter, according to the seasonality, what will be the number of customers that I should expect. So this is how we solve using the seasonal method. Thank you.